Hi, we're Ellie and David. Join us as we overland the Americas in Yak, our Land Rover Defender.
Yak's already taken us across Europe and Central Asia, but this expedition will be our biggest challenge yet.
We're overlanding from the southern tip of Argentina all the way to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. Follow along as we experience all the extremes and beauty of a simple life on the road in our Pan-American adventure. We spent a quiet night camped next to an abandoned train yard here in windswept Tolar Grande, a sleepy village hours from any civilization, which once played a key role in transporting sulfur and other minerals from the region's mines over the Andes to Chile. In the 1940s, around 5,000 people lived here, mostly working for the railway, which was the backbone of the local economy. But since the closure of the railway and La Casualidad mine, which you might remember from our last video, the town was depopulated, and living standards declined for the remaining few residents.
We have stocked up on water, bought some very stale bread for breakfast and lunch, and now we're on the hunt for a little bit of diesel. We should be alright, but I just want to get 10-20 litres just to be safe. Somewhere up here by the railway tracks apparently, so see if we can find that and then head north.
Did you find some?
Yeah, I don't know the quality, but and also how we're going to pay. We've got dollars, but we've not got any Argentine cash left. I can't imagine they'll take card. We're going to go back to where we come, around there, and hopefully get at least. We only need like 10 or 20 litres, I think.
This is where the fuel is kept.
Es diesel, ¿sí?
Sí, diésel.
¿Este ferrocarril está activo?
No, han parado ya hace un año.
The diesel looked and smelt alright. I think the quality was fine. He said he gets quite a lot of tourists coming here to buy fuel of him, so it must be a fairly normal thing. And actually, it wasn't too expensive. We paid $40 for 20 litres, which is pretty similar to what the rate is back home. So for the middle of nowhere, I'm pretty pleased with that.
driving for about 3 hours, and these have been some of the most horrendous roads we have ever driven on. second only probably to Kazakhstan. Yeah, the corrugations have been unbelievable. We really need corrugations, and then the tarmac bits are full of potholes. It's been driving us a bit crazy. The worst bit about the corrugations is that it doesn't matter how quickly or slowly you're driving. It's horrendous if you're going slowly, and it's horrendous if you're going quickly, so you've just got to grit your teeth to get through it.
Aside from the backache and the headache, having to concentrate so hard when you're driving, it's just the fear of what the road is doing to the Land Rover and what might show up further down the road because of it. But what is getting us through this is that we get to eat a delicious meal of plain pasta tonight.
Tarmac! Woo!
I'm not crying.
We've reached San Antonio de los Cobres. It's bizarre being in such a big town after, you know, being in the middle of nowhere for so long and hardly seeing any people. We've just filled up another 30 litres. Yeah, thankfully the fuel station was open. We were slightly worried about that. Next mission is to go and find some kind of edible morale boost, probably in the form of chocolate.
The tarmac was a false alarm. It lasted about a mile and just went through the town, which didn't have any chocolate for us. I think we've got 50 more miles left of this, and then we're done until we get into Bolivia. We're at 4,100 metres driving through a mountain pass. The sun's only just set, but it's pitch black because there's a really thick fog, so the visibility's not great. We're going to take it very, very slowly. This is our last morning in Argentina. I think this might be the longest we've ever been in another country, maybe Turkey, but yeah, it's going to feel weird, but very excited to get to a new country and meet up with Len and Rheece. We're queuing up to fill up diesel before crossing into Bolivia. We really don't know how accessible diesel is going to be there. We've heard reports of some weeks it being fine, some weeks it being not, so this is a very important time for us to fill up. Interested and a little bit scared to see how fuel efficient we've been up at the Altiplano.
We're at the Bolivian border. Have not had weather like this in a while. After a fairly long but easy border crossing into Bolivia, we hit the road and headed north to Uyuni, where our friends were waiting for us. We were so excited to meet up with them and experience this new country together. And after spending a long time in Argentina with all its European influences, this felt like a definite cultural shift into the next phase of our journey.
Got to Uyuni pretty late last night, but we made it to Len and Rheece, who we will introduce you to in a second. Lovely camp spot by, I think, the local rubbish dump. We're gonna go and get the Land Rover washed and get some oil sprayed underneath just to protect it from some of the salt before we go to the salt flats, get some food, and then yeah, head over. Really excited for the next couple of weeks with Len and Rheece. I would like to introduce you to Len. She throws the fastest locking 8 in the southwest for all you boaters out there. And this is Rheece.
Hey.
He likes goats and has burnt his eyebrows off a number of times.
That is an introduction, yeah, thank you.
This is a big moment. I think it's actually the first wash Yak has had since the start of the trip. Does that feel good?
Oh, it's been a long time. He's washing off some of the stuff from Brazil.
I think this is the oil going on to protect the chassis. What's the damage? That was like that
It's
before.
just slightly moist.
I'm worried about this window here because it does leak. Oh no, it leaks at the bottom.
Anything on?
Is the mattress alright?
I think it's okay. I think we're okay.
Wow. Let's go. Yak is sparkling. Haven't seen it like this in a long time. And yeah, I think we're ready to go to the salt flats.
Chassis is going to be fine, chassis is going to be fine, chassis is going to be fine.
Look at that face.
Trying to enjoy it, I promise. This is absolutely wild.
It's insane.
I very bravely handed the wheel over to Rheece.
Yeah, don't complain ever since.
This is the couple that Yak was the wedding car for, so Rheece is driving his wedding vehicle across the Bolivian salt flats.
Salar de Uyuni is the world's largest salt flat, sitting at an elevation of 3,656 metres and covering a mind-boggling 10,582 square kilometres. At certain times of year, following rain, a thin layer of water also transforms it into the world's largest mirror. From when we first started planning our trip across the Americas, this was firmly on our must-see list. Despite some initial anxiety over our chassis, we had the most incredible time here, cruising around this surreal, blindingly white landscape. And what made it even more special was being able to share such a core memory with our friends. I think David's favourite part was washing the salt off at the end though.
Everybody else here appears to be wearing wellies. We've got some Crocs, some sandals and some flip-flops.
A lot of cuts on my feet that I didn't realise I had until now.
We were going to camp on the salt flats tonight, but the wind is absolutely horrendous and there's a big body of water slowly being pushed by the wind. We're making dinner at the moment, but having to move every 5 or 10 minutes. We've moved further this time, but just don't want the wheels overnight to be kind of submerged in salty water. So we're gonna, I think, eat and then camp off the salt flats, come back on in the morning to take some pictures and stuff. But yeah, it's a bit mad out there. What have we got for dinner tonight, guys?
So on the menu we have a lot of salt.
Everything tastes like salt.
We have a bit of mango for sweetness, avocado for creaminess, the daddy of all avocados. We have tomato because it's cheap. We have red onion. For because it's cheap.
There's a recurring theme here.
And some cheese and some wraps, I believe.
Yes.
This is cuisine at its finest.
Flip-flops were a great choice.
It's cold.
We camped just off the salt flats to avoid the crazy gusts and encroaching salty lake, and headed back on in the morning for a pretty memorable breakfast, with a lot less wind and beautiful blue sky for miles around.
You're too close to the K. Make your A. Rheece, you can take one tiny step towards the Land Rover. Right, girls, that is good. That's a good A. Hold it.
We left the salt flats and wound our way north through the rocky hills towards the town of Potosi.
We're about half an hour away from Potosi here. We're gonna go there tomorrow and have a little look around the city. Found a really cool canyon spot to camp in. We're slowly getting the back ready for Len and Rheece. Ellie and I are going in the tent. It's slightly higher than we've ever been here, 3,800 metres. So it'll be a bit colder tonight, but we should be alright. I don't think we'll need the diesel heater. Still having issues with the Coleman, the pump stopped working, so we're going to have a cold dinner tonight. Hopefully sort something out over the next couple of days. But yeah, very cool place to camp. On the menu tonight we've got, what have we got?
Tuna salad.
Very nice.
We have, the stove isn't working, so we're being
Creative.
So we've got, I almost forgot to wash the vegetables. So we could have had a lovely side of food poisoning, but instead we have a delicious side of tuna and brine. And we've got some really nice mozzarella cheese. That kind of looks like cat food, but with a bit of,
I mean, it's tuna, so.
with a bit of pixie dust, and it would be delicious. And we got some wraps.
Very nice.
We've just reached Potosi. We're looking for some secure parking. We've heard that some of the streets are so steep that you can't actually get cars up, so don't think we're going to risk that one with Yak. And then probably find some empanadas.
There's 4 restaurants.
Rheece is getting hangry. How much was it, Rheece?
3. Bargain.
Bargain.
Serious tomato pie.
We are done with Potosi now. And we're heading to Sucre now. And Len and Rheece are treating us to an Airbnb, so it will be our first indoor bed, or first time sleeping at a yak since we were in Uruguay. Oh no, maybe not. So about a 3-hour drive. So we're heading there now.
Overlander definitely wasn't lying about the gradient of the hills. We're struggling a little bit, especially trying to eat an empanada at the same time. Had a lovely, very luxurious night in an Airbnb last night, and it was so nice to finally sleep through the night. And we're gonna head out into Sucre now and explore. Len's found some, is it like a chocolate museum? It's in 13 chocolate shops. We're doing a chocolate crawl. Join us next time as the 4 of us continue north through Bolivia, journeying into the Amazon and taking on one of the most dangerous roads in the world.